What's up YouTube, this is Warhorn92 here. I'm here with Phil.
Noah Beygelman.
And what did you do?
I got top 32 here at YCS Pasadena.
Alright, can we see your deck list?
Sure. So here we go, 60 card Pendulum. So starting off with the spells, I played 3 copies of Pendulum Call and 3 copies of Duelist Alliance to search it. So I chose to play the Magician engine because Pendulum Summoning Harmonizing is a +1 that gets you a free level 7 on board. So you can make Odd Eyes Absolute, which leads to Vortex, and that card is just a Solemn Judgment on legs, so it's a really good interruption. And Duelist Alliance, along with Servant of Endymion, lets you place 3 counters. You basically activate Alliance, search Pen Call, activate Pendulum Call, discard something, hopefully Darkworm, search 2 Magicians, scale 1 of them, and then you can summon your Servant and play around cards like Veiler, Ogre, Nibiru on your Electrum. So those are like 3 copies of Spell Power Mastery. It's pretty self-explanatory. Searches any Endymion card and gets a free counter if there's a card on your board that can hold them. So yeah, definitely max out on this, really good. Shrine and 1 copy of Foolish Burial. So I think that one of the advantages to the 60 card build is I can play all these, really powerful spell cards at 3, because you're much less likely to see multiples. And if you play 3,
the best deck.
if you play 3, you're likely to draw them. And all these cards are, they lead to +1s. So yeah, want to see that card in every hand. And I play a bunch of dragons, so it's not just Darkworm that you send. And then for draw cards, 3 Into the Void, 3 Pot of Desires, 3 Allure, 1 Upstart. Obviously this is the best out of all of these. You can do some cool plays with Allure. If you draw like a dragon, you can Pisty it back from the Banish Zone. And then all these cards are really good for just drawing into side deck cards, because you'll see later in my side deck, all the cards that I sided are cards that I can like draw for turn or draw into during my turn and still be playable. So these cards are all amazing. And then the last spell is Dragon Ravine. You search this off of Romulus as part of the combo. But even if you do happen to hard draw, it can still send Darkroom and get you started. So that's why I chose to play it, even though it's not the best card. The Endymion monsters, 3 Servant, 1 Magister, and then 1 big guy. So I only play 1 of this because it's only good if you already have a card that can hold spell counters. So like, I never really wanted to draw it. I just wanted to search it when I already had access to one of these or one of the 2 abductors that I played. That's when I would search out this card, because then it would be live with one of these guys in my scale. Or I could special it from deck off of the Servant. And then I played this guy as a way for like the mid game to be able to special summon this or a Jackal or a Cerberus from your action deck and keep playing. Also to play around Nibiru. If they Nibiru you can still have this in scale, summon a guy from extra, and still end on some form of negation. And then I played just 2 Abductor, because it's not like it's not so broken that you want to see it in every single opening hand. And then for the Mythical Beast cards, I played 1 Garuda, 2 Jackals, and 3 Cerberus. So these cards are really, really good for going second and breaking boards against decks like Orcust and Salamangreat. Then I played 3 Darkworm. You want to draw this to Pen Call, it's like the really good combo, and then just having it as a normal summon is also strong. And I never really used its scale effect this tournament, but it can like place the 0 on your other scale, which is pretty threatening, because if you have a bunch of 4s that are dark, you can just like Pendulum summon your whole hand. So being a 1 card scale is nice, but yeah, definitely 3 of that. You just want to see a dragon to get access to the Guard Dragon play. Another like +1 normal summon. If there was another card that existed in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh that was like a Pendulum monster that searched another Pendulum monster, I would play that, but they just don't exist, so I played this one instead. I use both of its effects because a lot of the decks in the meta have like effects that destroy it on your turn as they're trying to disrupt you. So being able to like special this in a Darkworm, or special this in a Jackal, Cerberus, Bambuku, just like, yeah, this card's really strong. Just kind of a junk forward but Pendulum monster. You just want to see as many cards that let you make Electrum before the Pendulum summon. And then this being Magician package, I play Dragon Caller, Time Gazer, and Purple Poison. So these are kind of like the utility ones. This one lets you play around cards like Twin Twister and Ghost Ogre on your scales. Poison lets you out Floodgates and go for game when you can't make Roll Sword by making like a Jackal 3600 or the Master Endymion 4000. It's really strong. And then Dragon Caller, you use this basically every turn. You summon it off of Harmonizing, and you overlay this into Strudo for your Absolute to go into the Vortex play. So yeah, I use these.
Something to a dragon.
Yeah, also in scale, if you like happen to not see access to a dragon and your Electrum got impermanent, so you couldn't send one, you can use this card to turn a monster on the board into a dragon.
Alright guys, we're back.
Okay, so yeah, continuing on with the Magicians. I only played 2 Harmonizings and a Black Fang. So the reason why only 2 of this is because Magical Abductor functions essentially as like the 3rd and 4th copy because it can just search this card. And I side one out a lot because it's a card where you have to already be Pendulum summoning it to get its effect. So it's like your play already has to be going through in order for this card to be good. So going second, it's not a card I want to open. I just want to search it when I know I can Pendulum summon. And this card's really, really good. Against Orcust, you can like half the attack of their Bomber or Zero Boros and then attack over it. And then on the follow-up play, it can special back the Dragon Caller from Grave after you overlaid with it. So yeah, Black Fang's really, really good. And then I played 1 Luster. You can search this off of Duelist Alliance. So if you need access to a dragon, you can always do that. As well as I played Ignister in the extra deck, so you can special this from deck off Ignister and go into the Guard Dragon play that way off of just basically 1 Harmonizing.
Also, if you draw Alliance with the Pendulum call, that can just be your dragon instead of Dark.
I already said that, but thank you. Yeah.
I showed up halfway through.
Yeah. Then this is why Mitchell didn't top.
Yeah, no, I just played the same list and had 1 more loss.
You know how many playtests?
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so then I played 1 Aether. So this is what you summon off of Hieratic Seal, or going second, you summon it off of LP to banish a monster. Yeah, this card is really strong. I feel like every Pendulum deck should play this card if you play Guard Dragons, and I don't know why you wouldn't play Guard Dragons.
Is that the Venti Emptiness?
This one? No, it's when it's summoned, you target a monster on the field and banish it. Yeah, I don't play the Amorphages because like they're just bricks, and going second they're unplayable. But like this card going second is really strong to draw. And going first, the Hieratic Seal can like summon from your hand as well. Maybe happen to draw this. And you can like Pisty it back if you discard it or banish it. And then the 1 Gate 0 for the Dark Worm. Level 7 is pretty good. And then the 2 non-Pendulum cards and non-spells are Destrudo and Galactic Spiral Dragon. So this is a common from the newest set. Basically every round someone had to pick this up and read it. You send this off of Ravine as part of the combo. And then when you have a Hieratic Seal and a Destrudo, you special summon this from your graveyard. And then activate the effect to make everything on your board level 8, and then you overlay these 2 for Hope Harbinger. So we'll see in the extra deck. Yeah, basically made Hope Harbinger every game. And then Destrudo is the level 7 you get off LP to make the Absolute into Vortex play. And then you can also make Dragster with it if you already had access to other level 7s. So yeah, this card should be in every Pendulum deck as well. That's it for the main deck, as many cards as you're legally allowed to play. Then extra deck I played the 2 Guard Dragons that are legal. This one's really good for like follow-up plays. You can there's a cool play where if they somehow get rid of your Hope Harbinger, the Destrudo's engraved because you overlaid with it, you can special it back and then make a Boral Sword and turn the Destrudo into a Pisty, and Pisty can summon back your Hope Harbinger, and Hope Harbinger doesn't need materials to negate spells and traps, so that plays like really strong.
Just spells.
Oh, did I say spells and traps? Sorry, just spells. And then yeah, LP for the first turn play, summoning Destrudo. And then more Dragon, Link Monsters, Hieratic Seal, and Romulus. You make this with Triple Burst plus Absolute to search Ravine to be able to dump the Galactic Spiral Dragon and also summon Vortex. And then Hieratic Seal. This is what you always want to end on. This plus Hope Harbinger is really strong because Hope Harbinger can redirect attacks, so they can't just normal summon something and force this out by attacking over it. So you get to bounce like an extra deck monster, something really valuable. So yeah, this card's insane. And then float into Aether for the second interruption. And then this is just any generic Link 2. This one's just the best one because it works if they give you a Nibiru token, unlike Lambda, and it's an effect monster, so you can make Boral Sword unlike Landfillinkus. So, and it gives you the 2 zones. And then Electrum, best card. Triple Burst. You make this as part of the first turn combo because it's a dragon that points down, and it came up a lot actually against Striker where I would attack and be able to negate Ray and damage step, like when you're grinding in that matchup. So yeah, this card's really good. And then 2 more links are Boral Sword and Saryuja. I never summoned this in the entire like 12 rounds that I played.
What?
Just because the opening combo doesn't facilitate making this, and I already had so much access to dragons already with all the shrines and being able to send it off Electrum. So and Alliance being able to search Luster. So I just never felt the need to make this to try to draw into a dragon, and outside of that, it's just like kind of neg to make this because you're linking away monsters that already have negation effects built in. So like, yeah, it's just usually not worth it to make this. But I would still play it because like there is a world where like I don't draw a dragon and I need to make this to draw into one because it permanents Electrum or something, and then Boral Sword to kill them. This card's super easy to make in a Pendulum deck. And then, so that's it for links. I didn't play Appaloosa because like I'm always trying to end on the, where's this guy, the hieratic seal. And it's really awkward to make a hieratic seal here and then make like an Apollo in the main monster zone. So I just didn't play Apollo. And then the XYZs, Dweller, Absolute, and Hope Harbinger. So playing Dweller is really easy to make in this deck because you have Harmonizing. I think this is something that like the other variants of Pendulum miss out on, is they don't play Magician, so it's really hard to make this card, and this card is just like auto game versus almost every deck this format. And then Absolute, so you can make the Vortex, and then Harbinger, as I was talking about with the Galactic Spiral Dragon, you basically make this out of, you know, the Spiral Dragon and any other monster you want on the board, usually just Judo, but can be anything. And then Synchros, Dragster, and Ignister. The Dragster, you make this post side to play around Super Poly instead of Vortex. If you know that they're a deck that would play the Predaplant fusion, you basically end on Dragster, Hope Harbinger, and then like either a Jackal or Mighty Master, and then the, where's he at? The Seal in your extra monster zone. So you have these two, and then some negate that you summoned from your, some negate that's from your main deck, and that way they're all light, so they can't Super Poly you for Starving Venom or for Jagristopelia. So even though I got Super Poly like 5 times this tournament and won all those games, but like in theory this is how you would play around it. And then Ignister.
Mud Dragon of the Swamp just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, Mud Dragon just a vanilla. Ignister for going second and getting into the Guard Dragon play if all you have is access to Magicians. And just non-targeting, non-destroying removal is always amazing. And the last card is the Vortex. Self-explanatory. Don't summon Thanos in attack mode because I'll just bounce it. And then side. You don't actually draw these because it's 60 cards. So I sided this in like all the time, but never drew it once. Basically this card is something that I would side in along with 6 other cards. So like if I was siding 9, I would side in 3 Pank, and then against back row decks, I would side 3 Denko and 3 Reboot. So essentially it'd be like these 9 against against back row decks. Like I played against Altergeist, even Sky Striker I put these cards in because all Sky Striker people are playing like Card of Demise and stuff now, so they're playing like Compulse, Strikes, Judgment, so you want to like see this card. And this card's obviously just auto win. And again, these are cards you can draw into because I don't side out any of the draw cards.
How many times did you resolve Denko Sekka?
I drew Denko Sekka 1 time all tournament, and it was basically just game over when I drew it. And I drew Red Reboot 1 time, and I discarded it off pen call, so yeah, that was that. And then some cards for combo, like Orchist, 3 system down. I didn't draw this once the whole tournament, but I would still play it. And then 3 Dark Ruler. I drew this 1 time, and it actually bricked me because it was against Heroes, and he made me go first. And I drew this card, and I only had a 4-card hand, and it was all high scales. None of them being chronographed, so I just couldn't play. So, but I still won that match. It was fine. That was just game 2. So that's it for the deck.
Before ending this video, would you like to give any credit to anyone?
Yeah. Shout outs to Team Jobber. He's got my hoodie on right now. Yep. And shout outs to Ryan and Richard for rooming with me. My top rate is 100% when rooming with them. I'm 2 for 2. So yeah, look forward to doing more in the future. Shout out to Shogun's Dojo and everyone in Arizona for supporting me, and yeah, that's basically it. Top Caliber Gaming, my locals.
You already know what it is, and
yep.
Congrats to
See ya.
you too.